Let's talk about plot. Now, what is plot? You can think of plot as the shape of a story. And here's one way you can imagine the plot as a graph with tension against time, with time on the x-axis and tension on the y-axis. Let me show you what that looks like if we were to apply it to a story. Now, this is just a kind of typical plot arc. It's useful to keep in mind as you consider what other plot arcs may look like. You'll see that at the beginning, which starts at the far left, right, as the time has only just begun, we have an exposition where characters are introduced, as well as the setting. A conflict occurs, which raises the tension, and that leads us into the middle of the story. With rising action, things become more and more tense. The conflict intensifies until we reach the climax, the most exciting part of the story, often where we learn the outcome of various events. And then that's followed by the falling action, where the tension decreases quite quickly, quite sharply. You can see that's a steep cliff leading down to the resolution, right? Which would be the end of the story. And here is another diagram of the plot with explanations as to each of these terms. What's important to keep in mind is that not all stories do this. Some of them do, but often you'll get a mix of these various elements. Perhaps two climaxes, perhaps a very steep rising action, perhaps no resolution at all. A lot of stories like to end with cliffhangers, and so you wouldn't have a resolution or much falling action there at all. Some stories also have exposition at the same time there's rising action. That's often a good way to write a story because your reader is invested in the conflict, in the tension, as they are learning about the world in which the characters live. How do we write a paragraph, an analytical paragraph on the plot of a story? Well, you might begin with a topic sentence about the arc of the plot, a kind of overview of what the arc looks like. You could say, for example, the story follows a clear narrative arc, moving from exposition to rising action to a climax and ending with a resolution. You can imagine that as the expected narrative arc of any story, traditional story. And for that reason, you could also start with a topic sentence like this one. The story follows an unusual narrative arc, moving from exposition to rising action, and then ending at a climax without resolution. I find one of the best ways to begin an analysis of plot is to create your own graph with tension against time and map out the key movements in the story's plot. And after doing that, you'll have a really good sense as to what the plot looks like, and you'll be ready to analyze it. After this topic sentence, where you give an overview of the kind of arc you're dealing with, you want to write about the story's exposition, if it has one. Though I suppose all stories do, though they tackle expositions in different ways. This will include details about the setting and the protagonist. Like this, the story begins with a brief exposition. We are given the setting, Montreal, Canada, where a young boy, Jonathan, who is our protagonist, begins his degree in photography at Concordia University. Now, after that, describe the inciting incident, which is the source of a conflict, perhaps a particular obstacle that must be overcome. It isn't long before an inciting incident launches the main conflict of the story. The source of this conflict is Jonathan's professor, Dr. Sater, who is our antagonist and has high expectations and doesn't hesitate to harshly criticize Jonathan's photographs. So we have a quotation included here in relation to the key conflict of the story. After that, describe how the tension increases with the rising action in the story. Obviously, these directions only work for a certain kind of arc, but you see what I mean. Take us through each step of the plot, each of the key movements of the plot. The rising action includes all kinds of events that make Jonathan more and more anxious around his professor. At various moments, Dr. Sater insults and humiliates Jonathan. At one point, he even rips up one of Jonathan's homework assignments in front of the other students. Rising tension here. Then, the climax, the point of greatest tension. The climax occurs when Dr. Sater slaps Jonathan in class. It's pretty dramatic story. After Jonathan submits for homework a photograph of the professor's daughter modeling some designer clothes, Jonathan leaves the classroom, face red with anger. Finally, the falling action and the resolution. Dr. Sater's apology to Jonathan begins the story's falling action. The professor realizes that he took things too far and explains that he was suspicious about Jonathan's relationship with his daughter, which triggered the animosity between them in the first place. The tension is finally resolved when Dr. Sater expresses his approval of both Jonathan's photography and the fact that his daughter is dating Jonathan. Okay, let's see what that paragraph looks like as a whole. Here it is. Now we have our topic sentence, which we talked about before. And what's so important to remember is this isn't just a summary of the story. It's an analysis of all the key movements in the story, the exposition, the setting. We might also mention our protagonist and antagonist, the inciting incident, the conflict, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and the resolution. I want to emphasize that without these key words, you don't have an analysis. Without pointing to these particular movements in the story, you don't have an analysis, you just have a summary. Include some quotations. Those quotes, those passages in the story that occur at key moments in the plot. And I've included this slide just to show you how to use these keywords like setting and inciting incident in sentences. You can talk about how you are given the setting. You can talk about how an inciting incident launches the conflict. The rising action includes these kinds of events. A climax occurs. The falling action begins here, or this particular event begins the falling action, and then the tension is resolved. These are some phrases you might consider using if you're unfamiliar with the vocabulary that I've introduced. And that, in a nutshell, is how to talk about plot.